U.S. weather for into tomorrow and the Atlantic, Labor Day weekend 2025. Good evening, dear viewers. We are very pleased to welcome you back to today's weather news program. As always, we will bring you the most important updates on weather conditions across the United States as well as the Atlantic Ocean, which is now entering the peak of hurricane season. Late August and early September have always been a time of turbulent transition. Summer gradually closes, autumn knocks on the door, and the atmosphere often produces powerful disturbances. This year, that reality is even clearer. Unusual cold air masses are plunging south from Canada. Heavy rains are drenching the south, and the Atlantic has awakened, with a train of tropical waves moving off the African coast. Together, they paint a complex and challenging weather picture, right at the start of Labor Day weekend, one of the most important and anticipated holidays of the year. Over the past week, many in the Midwest and Northeast have woken up to conditions that felt more like winter than late summer. Temperatures plunged into the 30s degree F, below 5 degrees Celsius, levels rarely seen in August for decades. States including Minnesota, Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, even New York, and further south into Georgia and the Carolinas, reported record lows. In cities like Atlanta, Greenville, and Charlotte, usually sweltering in late summer, residents found themselves reaching for sweaters. And at night many households pulled out blankets. The main cause is a massive cold air mass sweeping down from Canada. This has set up a long cold front stretching from the Midwest down to the southeast coast. While it brings refreshing cool air, it also acts as a trigger for heavy thunderstorms when colliding with moist Gulf air. The exact position of this front will determine holiday weather. If it shifts north, heavier rain spreads upward. If it dips south, Gulf Coast states bear the brunt. This makes forecasts subject to frequent updates, and residents are urged to follow closely. Looking specifically at Labor Day weekend, Florida lies squarely under the threat of heavy rain and thunderstorms. From South Florida up to the Panhandle, rainfall totals of 2 to 4 inches, 50 to 100 millimeters, are expected, with some areas exceeding 6 inches, 150 millimeters. Cities like Miami, Orlando, and Tampa face flooding risks, and countless beach vacation plans may be disrupted by hours-long downpours. To the west, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama are also set for very heavy rain through Friday and Saturday. The U.S. Weather Prediction Center has placed the region under a moderate risk for excessive rainfall, meaning a real danger of flash flooding and local inundation. In Georgia and the Carolinas, the situation looks somewhat better. Sunshine breaks are expected in North Georgia and inland Carolinas during the day. But by Saturday evening, heavy showers and storms may return, especially along coastal cities such as Charleston, Myrtle Beach, and Wilmington. In Atlanta, Saturday rainfall could reach 2 to 4 inches, 50 to 100 millimeters. Greenville, Spartanburg, and Charlotte may start with pleasant sun but turn stormy by late afternoon. Clemson, where a college football season opener is scheduled, should only see light showers. Not the flooded field feared by some earlier forecasts. The crucial point is that just a small north-south shift of the cold front, by a few dozen miles, can completely change outcomes. One location may enjoy a sunny day while another just nearby suffers relentless rain. That is why travelers and outdoor event organizers must prepare for both scenarios: a holiday under blue skies and one under umbrellas. Offshore, the Atlantic is showing renewed activity. The National Hurricane Center is monitoring a tropical wave that just left the West African coast. Moving westward, forecast models suggest that if it develops, it would need 5 to 7 days to reach the Caribbean and 10 to 14 days to approach the U.S. mainland. Most guidance indicates strong upper-level winds and dry air may limit quick intensification. Still, a few scenarios show potential for a tropical depression or even a storm by mid-September. This is especially significant as September is historically the peak of the Atlantic hurricane season. The strongest hurricanes, Katrina in 2005, Irma in 2017, Ian in 2022, all formed or reached peak strength in this window. While there is no need for panic now, Vigilance and regular updates remain essential. Looking further ahead into mid-September, the eastern and southeastern U.S. are expected to stay cooler than average, with crisp mornings in the 50s to 60s degree F, 10 to 16 degrees Celsius, signaling an early autumn feel. Heavy rains will continue along the stalled frontal boundary, particularly over Gulf Coast states and Florida. Out at sea, a parade of tropical waves from Africa will keep the Atlantic active, though track and intensity depend largely on wind shear and the Bermuda High. Now, here is the detailed regional forecast for today into tomorrow. Right before Labor Day weekend, Northeast, morning fog in New York, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey, reduced visibility on some highways. By midday, skies clear for a dry, pleasant afternoon with highs 65 to 78 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 to 25 degrees Celsius. Lakeshore and Appalachian areas may see scattered showers as Canadian cold air fuels instability. In New England, Massachusetts, Vermont, Maine, New Hampshire, Connecticut, Rhode Island, conditions are even drier, sunny with highs 60 to 72 degrees Fahrenheit, 15 to 22 degrees Celsius. Delivering an unusually crisp, early fall. Midwest, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Michigan. Cool mornings at 50 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit, 10 to 15 degrees Celsius. Highs 70 to 78 degrees Fahrenheit, 21 to 25 degrees Celsius. Mostly sunny, except scattered showers near Lake Michigan. Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa. Chilly mornings 45 to 55 degrees Fahrenheit, 7 to 13 degrees Celsius. Some record lows, but afternoons are dry, mild, and favorable for farming and outdoor events. Missouri, Kansas, Nebraska. Cold front weakens. Gulf moisture returns. Scattered showers and storms, especially Kansas and Missouri. Highs 80 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit, 27 to 29 degrees Celsius. Southeast, frontal boundary dominates, fueling unstable weather. Florida, widespread thunderstorms, especially in South Florida, Orlando, Tampa, and the Panhandle. Totals may exceed flood thresholds. Highs 75 to 88 degrees Fahrenheit, 24 to 31 degrees Celsius. Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi. Cloudy with afternoon, evening thunderstorms. Rainfall 1 to 2 inches. Highs 82 to 86 degrees Fahrenheit, 27 to 30 degrees Celsius. Carolinas, intermittent sunshine inland, but coastal Charleston and Myrtle Beach face evening storms. Highs 70 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit, 21 to 29 degrees Celsius. South Central, Texas, split pattern. East and coastal cities, Houston, Galveston, see scattered rain. West Texas, Dallas, Austin, San Antonio, turns hot again. Highs 88 to 96 degrees Fahrenheit, 31 to 36 degrees Celsius. Louisiana, Baton Rouge and New Orleans, heavy rain. Urban flooding risk. Highs 78 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit, 25 to 29 degrees Celsius. Arkansas, Oklahoma, scattered showers, moderate intensity. Highs 80 to 87 degrees Fahrenheit, 27 to 31 degrees Celsius. Southwest, monsoonal flow continues. Arizona and New Mexico, afternoon, evening thunderstorms. Flash flood and landslide risk in mountain areas. Nevada, Utah, mostly dry, hot. Highs 90 to 98 degrees Fahrenheit, 32 to 37 degrees Celsius. Northwest, Washington, Oregon, Idaho, dry, partly sunny. Highs 70 to 82 degrees Fahrenheit, 21 to 28 degrees Celsius. Mountain areas dip below 50 degrees Fahrenheit, 10 degrees Celsius, at night. But wildfire risk remains high in eastern Oregon, Washington due to very low humidity. West Coast, California, Northern California, mild sunshine. Highs 70 to 82 degrees Fahrenheit, 21 to 28 degrees Celsius. Central and Southern California, dry, sunny. Highs 80 to 90 degrees Fahrenheit, 27 to 32 degrees Celsius. Desert zones like Palm Springs hit 102 to 105 degrees Fahrenheit, 39 to 41 degrees Celsius. With extreme heat warnings. Bullseye nationwide summary. Northeast and Midwest, unseasonably cool. Record cold in some areas for late August. Southeast and Gulf Coast, widespread heavy rain. Flooding risks. Southwest, monsoon storms. Flash flood risk in Arizona, New Mexico. West Coast, hot, dry. Wildfire danger in the Northwest. Desert California faces extreme heat. Clearly, today into tomorrow brings a weather picture of many contrasts. Record-breaking chill in the north. Flooding rains in the south, and extreme heat in California. Across the U.S., residents are urged to monitor local alerts carefully, especially in Florida and the Southeast, where the flood threat is greatest.